Hi everyone! We will be starting soon. I suppose I could start now. Hello. There's gonna be ads. Let's snooze them for right now. Did I do everything right? Yes. I just need to do the blue sky post, but for the moment, hello, what's up? I'm WireMouse. I use they them pronouns, and I am a needle felt artist who runs a store called StabbyNeedleStudios. And today we are going to be working on a Splatoon OC. You're not quite ready yet? Let me just... Dreaming Realms. Oh, cool. I'm glad you're getting that. Also, hi Laz, hi Hollis. Let me... What am I doing? That's such a great question. What am I doing? We're listening to the new, let me know if it's too loud. I turned it down in my own headphones. And these, like, won't have lyrics for the most part. But this is the Delta Room Bossa Nova that I really like from a channel called Tanger, T-A-N-G-E-R. Says so on screen. And they just did a new drop of Bossa Nova tunes from chapters 3 and 4. Second. Oops, stop bumping things. I'm lurking as I get ready for work. Yeah, it is my partner's Splatoon OC. They commissioned me to make it for them, so I'm going to do that. And I am gonna record this so that like record it separately to make it into a process video. Because I want people to know I do OCs. So, whoa! Stop it! Nope. Mr. Ash. Worry not, Mr. Pup. You shall be duly recorded. There we go. Ta-da! There he is. Mr. Needs a Bath. Okay. I would have to go pretty far under it to go up on camera. Cool. But yeah, I have a different, I have a different little thing here. because Splatoon characters have weird proportions. Let's get this recording. Yes, cool. Smaller. Da, 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 da. Oh, more of them have lyrics. Interesting. Usually on these, like, only the first and last ones have lyrics. I waited until the, this stream started to listen to this, so I have not. This is all fresh to me, too. They are little freaks. But yeah, we're going to be using some of the more muted colors that I got. I have this like red sparkly wool that I don't use really ever, and I'm going to mix it with this color for the hair along with this color for the spots. I think that'll be really pretty. I have this purple. I don't think it's gonna work with this. So I just have it out for now. I don't think I'm gonna use it. I might get a darker purple. See if I have it in anything else. I have a little bit of this black pre-felt left. I also have a Susie that I need to make. Oh, hello! Thank you so much for the subscription, Juno! Is that my good friend Juno of Juno Moons? Twitch.tv? Yes. When I was showing said partner, hey, this is when I voiced Jackenstein. This is Juno and Les and Splasha. I think they're really cool. It is kind of like uniquely embarrassing to watch yourself back on Twitch, though. Like, is that what I sound like? Yep, that's what I get up to on Tuesdays. Make Ash voices on the internet. I do like how this character has, like, Splatoon, like, legally distinct Crocs. Oh, I do? Oh, that's good, thanks. I'm always like, I don't know if people like my voices for Deltarune, but I'm glad you do. I will tell you what, I was making a, finishing up a Ralse that I needed to send out, and I was, like, doing a little, like a sketch while I was having him hold a vape pen, because it was there. And I was like, my partner was, like, pretending to be Susie, and I'm just like, Susie, am I doing a good job? Am I being a good member of the blunt rotation? I just, you know, I just really want to, you know, do a good job for you guys, and I want you to feel comfortable, so... I just picture her with the voice you do. Oh, thanks. And just, like, making the figure, like, be kind of cradling it in his arms and, like, kind of looking away and then looking back. Am I doing a good job, Susie? I know this is the kind of thing you said you like, so... Well, I went and got some vape pens. I don't know if this is exactly what I'm supposed to get, but, you know, I'm just a dark nurse, so... They didn't have things... I had a hard time finding stuff. I sort of had to ask Queen. I didn't... I was making up part of that in the moment, and I'm like, who of Deltarune characters would be, like, the weed knower? And Queen popped into my head. I feel like that would be true. I'm excited to make a Splatoon character, though. They're very scrungly. Parentheses positive. I have to listen to the lyrics of this because they're like talking about the prophecy. That's should I? This is gonna need to be like a shape, the hair. I might make it posable. Or at least the front part? I don't know. Let's see how that works out. Yeah. Hey, Goat Boy, I've got some of that tank cause she wanted on the shit Lamau. And they're just like in the castle when Susie and Chris aren't there. And he's just like, well, you see, Chris and Susie were just talking about, you know, smorking a joink, and I don't really know what they were talking about, but I think that has to do with marijuana, so, you know, pardon me if I'm wrong or anything, but it seemed like maybe you would know about that. Yes, of course I know about that. I have the dankest hookup. I have the best rig. You want to see it? I mean, I don't know. Yes, you want to see it. And then, like, pulls it out, and it's, like, an entire air conditioner that, like, somehow has a, like, weed in there. Yeah, that is how we get Ralsei lights up. This is, like, not... There are memes about Ralsei smorking weed, so I'm not, like, corrupting him more than he's already been corrupted, is the thing. Also, I still think that he's beautifully, perfectly innocent and delightful. Yes, she has turned the AC unit into a bong, that's for sure. I could not think of the little, like, thing that you put your mouth on. Also, Queen music coming on. And Tenna's like, winners don't use drugs! It's like, shut up! That'll work. Need a shirt to... Yes, that's still recording. Cool, cool, cool. Don't need this for... Fucking mess over here. Sort of had to throw things to the side. Like, alright, we gotta get ready for stream. This is, like, entirely too much black wool. Also trying to decide, I think I'm gonna use this skin tone, because it's like a, somewhat darker skin tone. Winners don't need drugs, all you need is some TV time! Cut to him sat in his dressing room after the show, smoking like a chimney, thinking about his ex for entirely way too long. He's the guy who's, like, chain smokes cigars, for sure. And, like, doesn't think that, like, tobacco and alcohol are drugs. This is what a real man smokes. And Lancer's like, can I join? And they're like, no, you're too baby. Ralsei's also baby, but you are entirely too baby. He's tried cocaine once because Spamton pressured him into it. And he's like, never again. Okay, so they are kind of like skinny. Here's the thing about characters with big heads. I learned this from making Messy Sandrubert's OC. In that, like, I want the small figures to be about 6.5 to 8 inches tall. And this will end up being about this size with how big the head is. Also, like, you don't want the skeleton to be 6.5 inches tall. You want it to be like 6 inches or 5.5 because it's going to get bigger, because particularly the feet tend to get longer. Like the insides of some of these guys' feet kind of look like this. Did they put fucking Miko in this? But when I made Sandrubert's OC, I made like a regularly proportioned character, and then I made the head, and then it ended up being like 10 inches tall because it was just a normal character with a giant head. And then, like, the Cookie Run characters... Oh, boy. This guy's still in gay baby jail. Are, like, really small here, but have, like, very big heads. So they still end up being the right height. Go back over there. There we go. We do all belong in gay baby jail. Which is my little photo box that I use for, like, small projects to take pictures of. It doesn't get used a whole lot these days because my stuff has grown larger over time. But it is good for putting Shadow Milk Cookie in there until he gets sold, which somebody will buy him. I'm sure. He's a very popular character. Cookie Run Kingdom fans tend to be younger, so they don't have as much disposable income. And that is fine. I will just keep him in gay baby jail until then. On top of that is where Onsta Plush and Ralsei Plush sit. And Chris is standing guard. Oh yeah, ads. Oops, sorry. Forgot that was happening. Because the timing got messed up. But that's okay. Yapping with Swifty. Aw. Swifty's a sweetheart. I do want... What day is it? There's 2 days left of Art Fight. Cool. I really wanna... I think, I already made one for Les. I want to make an Art Fight for you, Juno. Either of your character or of Glamour. I haven't decided yet. I'm like, that'll probably be the last one. Because I got, like, really, really busy this past week. Yeah, because I didn't make you anything for your birthday and I felt bad. Also, I didn't know you quite as well back then, but still. I should make something. What I was thinking was, like, one of those, like, fashion photos of a guy, like, wearing, like, a very well-fitting suit with, like, the jacket slung over his shoulder and, like, suspenders or something. Of that, but either Glamour or, like, the humanoid Juno cow. be like very fashionable. Because I'm like, I guess trans mask is what I am. It's complicated. At least partially trans mask. As of that, I'm like, I feel like having your OC in a well-fitting suit is like very, very cool. And it's like why I put my character in a suit. Hello! Hi, Sploot. Maybe I should have clarified that it's not my Splatoon OC. But it is a Splatoon OC. Welcome in. I have maintained, like, since I was a child, that I used to say a guy, but, you know, amended to everyone, looks amazing in a well-fitted suit. That it's just, like, universal truth levels of everybody in the universe looks good in a well-fitting suit. But the Squid Kids, like... I was gonna say they kind of have curves, but, like, I'm not gonna, like, stick to the proportions, just because if I did, the legs would be, like, really, really skinny. Badly fitted suits always make them terrible, yeah. Also, I really loved the like, PowerPoint party on Ghost Stream. And Laz and Juno did a very, very good job with theirs. And, like, I learned a ton about synthesizers. I didn't know anything about that before. I got to see a lot of cool art. And then had to do another, like, serious re-examination of Am I a Furry? And I'm like... I think in general, the, like, furry art style, the, like, general furry art style, like, doesn't really appeal to me. So the answer is, like, usually no. With the, like, noted exception of Prince Sidon from Breath of the Wild, and then, like, a couple other things depending on mood. So yeah, the answer is no asterisk. No, usually. You know, sometimes there's a really hot anthro character and you're like, okay, no, I'm here for that. Character is lacking in ass, and that is not going to that will not stand. You don't have to be an anthro to be a furry. You don't have to be a furry to be into an anthro character sometimes. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what this song is. Is it The Night? Look at the actual description. No, I think it's Gerson because they were saying axe. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be, like, throwing around spoilers. But yes, I am also very excited for Delta Tamara. I took the absolute world's biggest nap earlier. Because I have been running myself ragged lately. And, like, having a delightful time, for the most part. Like, doing a lot of socializing. I went to my cousin's wedding. It was great. I, you know, was doing a bunch of other stuff. But then I'm just like, oh my fucking god. I am simply too much of an introvert to be this social. Yeah, I wanted to still have I finished a Rouse. I have a Susie to work on, although that's due next Thursday because the processing time for that one's a little bit longer. I'm technically out of some of the materials. I can make it work, but I've been waiting on a felt order that, a wool order that has not come in! And like, it's from England, so like sometimes it gets stuck in customs and it takes a while, but it's been 3 weeks and I'm like, please, I'm dying here. Like, I'm running out of black and white. This is a problem. Really, the only thing that's hard for me to like make and get other places is the sort of pink sparkly wool that is used for Susie's hair. So I can make it happen. It's just not going to look exactly the same. I really like this sort of version of Delta Maroon. I mean, usually that's Tuesdays on Juno's channel, and I'm not, like, technically, like, on the billing or anything. I'm just always there. Because, I don't know, I think spending time with Juno is fun, and also I like Deltarune. We might work on... We'll probably do 28th, 29th, 30th. I like their mouse. They're cool. Oh, thanks. I'm like, what is this? Oh yeah, it's jackets. Bye, Les. Thank you for coming. That fight is like my favorite fucking fight. I guess if I'm playing Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 music, but it's like not in the title that there's gonna be Deltarune spoilers. I guess just talking about it in like not very much detail is okay. We'll see if it gets to some of the like very end of the chapter bosses, which it probably will. But those songs are like slightly less iconic and memey, so I don't know if it'll have lyrics or anything. The general public is exactly as far as my friends are in Deltarune, so... They should know this, but they shouldn't know this yet. I've also been watching, this has nothing to do with anything, been watching Satoshi Kon movies lately. I had only seen, the only Satoshi Kon stuff that I had seen before was, Paranoia Agent and Perfect Blue. And I watched Millennium Actress and then Paprika. I still want to see Tokyo Godfathers. And I forget if there's more after that. And I also learned that Paprika was a direct inspiration for Inception. And that Perfect Blue was used as inspiration for Black Swan. I like the lyrics they put there. Don't trust that man on TV. Phantom antenna being X's is not something I expected, but I'm here for it. I feel like I failed my gayness by not immediately being like, yes, this is very gay. Being like, oh, it seems like they're, like, business partners. It's like, they're that too. It's just that there are other moments where it's like, oh. Oh, no, you're right. There was more there. Yeah, we can't have skinny legs around here. We gotta have some fucking gams. Woohoo. Multiple forms of gay. And they were business partners. I have a huge video essay ready to watch as soon as I finish chapter 4. That basically goes through all the Spamtenna hints and content. Nice. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in chapter 4. Yeah, and I really don't know a whole lot about the Spamton sweepstakes because I wasn't there for it. I kind of like wasn't in the fandom until chapters 3 and 4 came out. And then I was like, no, I like this. I'm gonna adopt this. Like, okay, well, go back and watch a long play of chapters 1 and 2 to make sure you know absolutely everything. Like, I know, I've seen, like, screenshots of it. I know that that's where, like, Lenino and Elnina were shown. There are a bunch of, like, little games and stuff. Silly. You have fun info. I want to know. Good to get your ash kisses. Good. Mr. Ash is very tired. Had a lot of socialization lately, and he needs a bath. He's stinky. Mr. Ashy, you're so stinky. I was very, very, very tired for part of yesterday. And I was having floor time, which I don't normally have floor time. Because Ash will come over and, you know, lick me in the face. But he was in the other room. And I'm like, starfished on the floor. One leg, like, in the walk-in closet. One leg out of it. One arm, like, this way. One that's, like, under the bed. And I'm just like... And then he comes over and he's like, oh, hello, mommy. Are we having floor time? And then, like, comes over and looks me in the face. And I'm like, hello, my child. I do have pictures of it, but they show my face, so I might have to make an artistic interpretation of them. Or just put, like, a sticker over my face. That works, too. They do have, like, big ol' feet. Not quite like Sonic the Hedgehog levels of big ol' feet, but still big ol' feet nonetheless. They teach you to blur your face. Yeah.
Once upon a time, a legend was born. Shadows whisper of a world that's torn.
Let me see.
Light and dark both prophesizing what happens soon in the old legend of
Garbage piles in Undertale. Yeah. Broken CRT in the mailbox. Yeah, that's one of those where it's like, I don't know. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but like Deltarune and Undertale were being worked on at the same time. And there are references to Deltarune in Undertale. Is it that deep? Who knows? But everyone's been making Undertale AU versions of them. It's very cute. Aw. I mean, they're definitely connected. They're definitely not just we're using these same characters to tell a different story. Like, Toby's being cute about it, but they're absolutely connected. We'll get to that. In the AU, they're like living in the trash but lovingly married, whereas in the canon timeline, they're violently divorced. And it's like, wow, that divorce that Toriel and Asgore are having sure seems fun. I want to get a divorce. I don't know if people think jokes about divorce are in bad taste or not. My parents are divorced, so it's like, I don't know. I gotta make lighter of it or I'm gonna be sad about it, you know? Forced divorce. The Shadow Milk and Mouse stalls are kind of precariously balanced, it seems, so whenever I'm rocking the table a little bit by doing this, they're kind of shaking. I'm sorry, you guys. It's interesting. In the other Bossa Nova albums, they've done other versions of this song. Cool that they're like going back and doing different versions of it with different like and that has you're bad in it or Breaking in the Dark. I can't fucking remember what anything is right now. My brain is mashed potatoes. The way Deltarune, excuse me, tackles divorce and how it affects the Dreamer family is so fucking yeah, all Asgore is the most divorced man alive, jokes aside. I mean, I've found that for a lot of memes, like, they're memes because if we don't meme them, we're gonna cry the whole time. Yeah, their divorce was so catastrophic it spread to the TV as well. Like, yes, it's a joke, but also there's like a lot of really interesting storytelling going on there. Particularly with lines like, it's not my fault that you forgot how to smile, or whatever that line was. It's not my fault you forgot how to be happy. Or like, you know, the kind of like, Tenna was like, I was your refuge. When there was fighting. God, like everything with Tenna and with Chris is just like, yeah, the family's fighting again. That really like did the like, hey, kids who had a bad family life growing up. Do you want to like get stabbed in the stomach? Yeah. Here you go. The idea of like running away from the fighting to stick your head into, you know, the haze of TV or a video game or something. It's very disturbingly real. And I think that's why I really love, you know, one of the reasons why I really like Tenna. Because he didn't like, his sort of TV persona is like fun. but I wasn't immediately like, this is my Blorbo. And I still don't know if he's a Blorbo especially, but like, he's definitely like one of my favorite characters just because of how he's written. When the sort of like mask starts disintegrating of like, this is somebody who's very lonely and who's like only social interaction and like only way to help and exist is to help this family that's like already fallen apart. And like, if you listen to his boss fight theme, part of it that I really, really like is the da 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 da, and it like kind of goes up in key like 4 different times. It gets like more manic sounding every time, and then goes into the main da 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 da, and does that for a little bit. It has like the crescendo into that, but then the undercurrent of that manicness, it like comes back and is under that. Like, that's my favorite part of that whole boss fight theme. It's just like, it's ramping up in insanity, sounds normal for a second and very triumphant, and like, okay, we're focusing, and then that part comes back, and it's just like, ugh. It's so cool. Just love how it's done. Can't help but keep trying, even when it's far too late and everyone else has moved on. Yeah. And kind of, you know, it's a little like Asgore in that way, who's just like, I'm gonna get this family back together before Asriel gets home. It's like, buddy, like, it's been... I mean, I guess we don't know how long it's been since they separated, but... Or if they're literally divorced or just separated. But like, buddy, you gotta move on for your own sake. I feel like it has to have been years. That's how they talk about it, is like, that it's been a long time. Like, whatever he's doing in the background is shifty as shit. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it, but Tenna as a foil to Asgore, not even really a foil, they're just kind of like different aspects of the same like person who can't move on, which Spamton is also to an extent. Really, a lot of characters are just sort of like caught in their own little world and can't move on from something. I feel like that's somewhat of a major theme, is just like being sort of like trapped in this world that you want to exist, that like cannot exist anymore and hasn't existed for a long time. And like, maybe that's what the Dark Worlds are, I don't know. If they seem to like represent a wish of somebody, maybe. I feel like that's even present in Undertale too, like, because Asriel is like trying to get back sort of like the life that he had with Kara, and then realizing that like Kara was a bad influence to begin with. With my theories for what Chapter 5 is going to be, I think being introduced to characters like Spamton and Tenna are going to be preparing us to explore a character doing a similar thing, which is likely to be Asgore. Yeah. Like, I think Spanton and Tenna are, like, for the most part, like, not actually that important in the greater scheme of things, but the idea of them both being, like, you finding them in, like, a very low place, where they can't move on, maybe preparing you for Asgore. I think it's definitely gonna be a bigger theme later of just, like, these things in your past that drag you down, like, you have to address them and then you have to move on. And I swear to God, if they do, like, well, and now you need to leave the Dark World and all your friends behind, I'll be like, Tobias Fox! Like, the themes and what we learned from their character arcs that I think are setting us up for those themes to resurface. Yeah. Like, they're, you know, these shadows of characters who aren't there anymore. Well, I mean, at least with Undertale, they didn't do that. They didn't do the, okay, now you need to leave. Like, you do, like, the monsters, they come with you. And you can stay with Toriel. They're like, these are your friends. You know, thinking about it more, I don't think they would do that. Or at least to the extent that this sort of story might normally be like, okay, now we leave the other world and we go back, return to our own world, like, you know, a hero's journey would do. Like, we do that, but we take them with us because they matter to us. Like, the idea that, like, Darkners matter is a very important part of the story, that, like, part of Ralsei's character especially is, like, realizing that he matters. And god damn it, I choked up saying that, so I'm not going to talk more about Ralsei not valuing himself, because I'm going to, like, literally cry on a fucking Monday afternoon. Is that about right? They do have necks, right? Yeah, they have necks. They're just kind of skinny. Leaving the past behind is more metatextual in Undertale. For the true pacifist ending, you have to choose between leaving the characters or replaying the game, doing the genocide route, and basically going down the same route Flowey did. Yeah, so I guess part of Undertale is, like, these characters matter and they weren't just stepping stones in your journey. So probably the, like, more complex, elaborate version of that concept in Deltarune, I'm expecting to be, like, you do have to move on from some things, but you can take what you've learned and what you've, and, like, the friends that you've made and the connections that you've made, and you can take those into the future, even if, like, those people are, like, connected to some things in your past. You can, like, move on together. The way that Deltarune ends is going to have a lot to do with what the role of the player ends up being, because it's clearly different from Undertale. And how does one get on this journey to realizing that you matter? Yeah. God. Every single time, I'm like, I just like this character. I think they're neat. It's like, this character is going through, you know, has gone through things that you've really struggled with in your own life. All of your Blorbos are just a fucking representation of your own things that you've struggled with. It's like, could I just like a character for being cute or being hot and, like, not have to do that part? Like, for once? The work is constant and the journey unending, but you have to keep trying. Uh-huh. Oh, you were like asking a real question. You weren't talking about story stuff. Yeah. But yeah, like, the real answer to that question is you just have to start believing it when people say it and, like, say that you matter. And it's really, really fucking hard because your brain is gonna tell you that you don't matter and that everybody's lying. But you just kind of have to force yourself to believe it and fake it until you make it. Because otherwise you never will. Like, I'm, you know, checks notes, almost 32 years old, and I still have a very, very, very hard time being confident, even in stuff that I know I'm really good at. And, you know, to get into anything more than that of, like, people enjoy spending time with you, or people will go out of their way to do things for you because they like you, is like, oh no, I can't acknowledge that. Yeah, it's just a you have to keep trying. And you have to tell your brain to, like, hey, just because for years and years and years you told me to that I don't matter, or that I don't matter as much as other people, doesn't mean that that's true. That's Monday, but terrible, great, then terrible again. Maybe take this week off sick for your own sake. Yeah. I mean, I've had that too, where it's just like, I feel great, I feel on top of the world, and then it's like, one minuscule bad thing happens, and then you're like, actually, you know, fuck me for thinking that everything was okay for a minute. But I have at least, you know, lately been able to be like, you know, observable things like, hey, I think I'm actually really good at my job. Like, I think I'm actually really good at making needle felt figures, and, like, I'm doing well on Twitch, and, like, I think that it's working pretty well. Like, hey, how about that? And, like, hey, I'm actually, like, a really good cook, and I'm really smart, and I'm a really good writer, and stuff like that. Like, and even things where I'm not, like, amazing at it. It's like, hey, I've been genuinely getting better at doing watercolors and posing from doing Art Fight. And, like, that was only, like, 6 or 7 pieces. But I made, like, a noticeable improvement. That's all I really asked for. And it's definitely been helping to sort of, like, get closer to the people in the community and be like, hey, they kind of think I'm neat. And, like, at my writing group, I was told that they miss me when I'm gone. I'm like, what? Really? Also, I need to make this head bigger. I think what really helps me is being, like, intentionally compassionate and kind, because it's a lot easier to do than show it to yourself. Oh yeah, for sure! also like kind of a wide face. It's not as wide as you think it is. Not gonna make it too wide. The ears make it pretty wide. I thoroughly and aggressively got appreciated by other miniature painting nerds. Yeah. Mini painting is like, that's fucking witchcraft. To me. Like so small. Hi, it's bedtime, take care. Yeah. Hi Corvette, welcome in. Welcome in and good night. She says hello. You can be kind and compassionate and patient to others, then you can learn how to do it for yourself too. Up, pup. How you feel? Okay. Over there now? No, sweetie. Sometimes it's also nice to have a dog who just like thinks you're the greatest person who's ever lived. Oh, that's a cute emo, Corvette. Sneeze? Let's sneeze. No? Okay. Guess not. I think that happens a lot on stream for some reason. Like, I'm going to have a sneeze and then I don't. Like, no! Not on camera! Like, I'm not on camera. You chill out. Okay, yeah, so we do want... I'm gonna do my best to get this sort of like this shape of the head right. I feel like that's important. Splatoon character. Because the head is big, but it's not like crazy big. Woomy, Vimo, etc. Oh, hi! Is that Chamomile? Person who commissioned this and also my partner? It is! Oh my god. Yo, hey. Got into an argument at work, then had an interview for a promotion, then told I got reported to HR, then had a painting event, then found out I didn't get the promotion, but also that HR had been called up. Oh my god, that's so frustrating. I'm so sorry. That is like an emotional roller coaster. Speaking of learning how to be kind to myself and shit, gonna lurk and do nice chill things because the evening is gonna wind down. Yeah! Do nice things, because Juno cool. What would that be? Chamomile person? Yeah! No, Chamomile's my partner. They're very cool. Like, smart and really compassionate and hardworking, and I think they're neat. They didn't tell me that they commissioned it. I just got an order for this. And then, you know, because I don't really, like, look at the person who ordered it, it was like, oh, like a Splatoon thing. I know Chamomile likes Splatoon. I should tell them about this. And then I saw that, like, the name of the character was Chamomile. And then I looked at the address and the person who ordered it, and I'm like, oh. I'm a dumbass. But yeah, do do things for yourself that are just like, hey, let's chill for 5 seconds. Do we think that's a good head size? I think that's good, at least for now. Oh, actually, chamomile, since you're here. Is this a good skin color? Because I've been trying to decide. I have this, and I have one that's like, like a much lighter tone. I'll be here, but if I don't chat much, yeah, no problem. Supported secretly, but also was like, did you notice yet? Like, I don't normally look at the people who order it, but you're right, that is you. I look at their names when I print out the packing label, and I write on the back of the business card, hi, whoever, you know, thanks for your order, because Etsy, you know, proper Etsy etiquette, if you will, is that you have to write like a nice little handwritten note. I think this skin tone will work. It's like, did I try to mix it? Let me see. I just don't want to like whitewash your character, you know? Where the fuck is it? Dropping shit. Let's see what this looks like, because this is the lighter one. The darker one. See if mixing them works like at all. Again, wool does not work like paint, so it's not going to mix, like, thoroughly. I will probably... I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the hair as to, like, whether there's going to be polyfill in it or not. I'm not sure. Think about that later. For now, I'm going to put it over there so it's not like a giant pile of bullshit over there. Gonna mix it at least somewhat, you know, thoroughly. Looks... It looks like they have vitiligo. That's like... Next one, it looks odd. Looks either like fur or like they have... I don't think it's gonna read well as skin. Well, let's see. I don't hate it. It's strange, but... The thing about wool is that not a whole lot of people make humanoid characters, so there isn't like a diverse range of skin tones or anything. One of like the 5 people who make humanoid characters on the regular. Like that look? Yeah, it looks... We're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. Also, like, this is a weird squid person. Maybe they have... I think as long as I, like, blend it pretty well, it should be okay. Also... Does the character have... Okay, they do not have rips on the backs of their jeans. Good to know. Yeah, as long as I blend it pretty well, I think it will, still read as a skin tone. We have ads in about 3-ish minutes. I'm also going to try to make the little, like, bazooka thing they have. That will likely be on Wednesday. And if I can get the sketch of the last art fight thing that I want to do done before then we can do sort of that similar, like, juggling, making the prop and painting it, and also painting the art fight thing at the same time. So that, like, we have minimal sitting around time. Thinking that, like, the ears are going to make it read much more football head-ish. Just worried about making it, like, too wide. Alright. Let's get to some blending. Big old snake. Snake-o wool. It was about half and half of each of these, and I'm not going to make too much because that was a little bit and that covered most of the face. And we just need the face, the ears, the hands, and like a little bit here. I did figure out how to do ripped jeans when I made the scent doll. Which was fun. It's essentially just like you make a layer under here, and then you have you kind of like felt the jeans layer on kind of loosely and like do a little bit of like this to kind of separate the fibers so that it looks ripped. It doesn't have to be still in the like roving form. It can be carded already. You just kind of have to like manually make the rips and then kind of like felt them down a little bit so that they stay in a good spot. Some of that sort of like manual like tailoring that I do with outfits. It's like felted down in places so that it looks like it lays well on the body. We'll also be having some blending going on with the hair. I'm going to use partly this and partly this to kind of get that otherworldly looking. This is a weird wig. Also, making sparkly hair is like fun. So, I want to do that. I think this is going to be too much. I don't necessarily want to. These colors are kind of precious, so I don't want to make too much. As much as I absolutely. Luckily, most of this blending is going to be during ads. I'm going to, like, do a real good job. Well, maybe just do, like, half of it at once, Mouse. If that's enough. Oh, I'm still so tired. That later. everybody, welcome back. Tried my best to blend this as well as I could. As Dark World, my beloved? Yeah. I never played much of Link to the Past, but I did play a lot of Link Between Worlds, and the Low Roll theme is a remix of the Dark World theme. And it's good. I try to make tomorrow like more of a real rest day. You know when you like work really hard and run around and do a bunch of socializing and you're like, if I take one nap, all of that exhaustion will go away. And then you take the one nap and you're like, I feel better, and then an hour and a half later you're like, oh, that wasn't enough, was it? All right, well. Tuesday before Juno's stream is going to be a stare at the wall day, I think. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the Prime sub. Did you know that if you have Amazon Prime, that means you have a free Prime sub, and that you could use it on channels such as Juno Moons, or Artsy Lazuli, or other people, or also me if you feel like it? Great things with Primer? Do it. Do some minis painting. It's time to be awake. It's time to be here, queer, awake, alert, alive. Many such things. Spraying paint everywhere does sound like more fun, and you're like, well, we'll get those other things done. But this still counts as accomplishing something, right? Yeah. Chrono Trigger. Love me a Chrono Trigger on a day. He's so fucking worried about this chin. Does this chin look wrong? eyes are like these really big eyes. Sort of have like little snub nose. I will carve a real nose. I don't usually carve the nose out. It's not gonna be big enough. They do look very creepypasta at this point when they have, like, sort of a roughed-in face, but no actual face. They just have, like, holes where their eyes should be. It's like, ugh. Chins are unreasonably hard for being one bone. It's like, come on. It's just because it's part of the face, and any part of the face is something that humans look at a lot and know how to recognize. That's why, like, the face needs to be right, or the whole thing looks wrong. And your survival evolution depends on being able to differentiate between faces and facial expressions. As a species, you get really good at it. Let's get you a schnoz. Well, like, side view on here? Yeah, it is just kind of like a little turned up nose. I have a folder of reference pics from a number of different angles. I just thought that that was the cutest one to put there. If I really focus, I can identify human or tiger about 80% of the time. Which specific human? Hard mode. Yeah, it's like, that's why I said as a species. Like, people with, like, varying degrees of face blindness. It's like, no, sometimes it's hard. I understand. But yeah, if you draw or felt or other, you know, sort of in any way making a representation of a human form, it's a good thing to remember that the face is very important. Turned up a little bit. Let's see what we can do about this face. Do Splatoon characters have eyebrows? I don't think they do. Don't worry, it's not a predator. As you get bonked. But you know, you're useful in other ways. Don't worry. We just won't send you on hunts. You can do something else. eyes are like, yeah, sort of a purple. Light purple. We'll do that. I'll do the suggestive cave paintings to confuse archaeologists. There's so much, like, stuff that I feel like historians are like, oh, this must have been, like, an object, that represents a god or something. And it's like, maybe. Or maybe it was just the person fucking around. Like, I remember a long time ago there was an XKCD comic about the Voynich manuscript, which is this, like, ancient, like, compendium of these, like, plants and animals and stuff that, like, don't exist, and it's written in this made-up language, and it's never been able to be deciphered, and people are like, what is this? And the XKCD was like, this was essentially, like, the old D&D source book. Of, like, here's some cool plants I made up. And apparently historians are like, yes, in fact, so much of history research is figuring out if Pliny the Elder was making shit up again, you know? Like, you can just write anything down. Doesn't have to be true. Damn it, Pliny, every fucking time! Those Catholic monks really need to stop with this bullshit! I know Pliny the Elder is not a Catholic monk. Okay, how does one make such a thing as Splatoon face? I make them about that big. And I remember knights fighting giant snails that monks used to put in the margins. I often wonder if monasteries were having serious pest control issues. Monk drawings are very funny. Like, yeah, you were bored, I get it. Looking at some of that history of just like, yeah, humans really have always been humans, huh? Like, is very funny when you're like, people just did this because they were bored, or they did this because they thought it would be funny. You know, I'm glad we don't have, like, gladiator fights anymore. Because, hey, let's watch some people fight to the death is, like, pretty fucked up, but now we have video games, so we don't have to do that. Yeah, okay, so despite being connected, the eyes are actually kind of far apart. People would willingly go into a life where everything was rigid routine, very little speaking, and mostly solitary writing and drawing. Gee, who could imagine? I feel like it's one of those, like, I remember reading something where it was like, older people saying, oh, all this, you know, mental disorder and all this, you know, autism and stuff, it never existed when I was a kid. And it's like, do you remember your grandpa who always ate the same thing for lunch every day, worked on his model train set, like 12 hours out of the day, and always liked his little routine and didn't speak a whole lot? Yeah, he was probably autistic. I feel like some people who like voluntarily were like nuns or monks were not necessarily like neurodivergent, but many of them probably were. Of just like, oh, I get to like sit in the quiet and just like hang out with a few people and like just sort of pray. Like that works. That's fun. He just had his ways. Like, yeah. That's what that is. We said he had his ways, or he was just like that because we didn't have the words for it. Like, you know, my grandpa was liked to be pretty quiet and always liked his house to be just so. And yeah, you know, my sibling's autistic. Might have come from that. Who knows? You know, not to mention all of the unmarried aunts and uncles who had a roommate for their whole life. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that just, like, would have never come up. Like, a lot of bisexual people just, like, never would have realized that they were bisexual, because, like, if the... You know, like, for me, if I had grown up and married a man and just, like, never thought about it further, I would have been like, yeah, I'm attracted to men. Like, yeah, I'm also attracted to other people, but, like, I wouldn't have realized that. And I mean, I also, like, would have been in a mental hospital immediately, because it's like, hey, you got some depression and anxiety there, buddy, and, we haven't invented medications for that yet, so into the asylum you go. I'm one of those people who's, like, pretty non-functional without my medicine. Like, I am very, very happy for the wonders of modern medicine to give me the ability to leave my house. The rich people will be round every other Tuesday to throw you some coins. God, performative, like virtue signaling truly has been something that has been happening for a very, very long time. So many, like, Victorian, like, rich widows adopting, urchin children just to show how magnanimous they are to their other rich friends. People never change. There's an anime called Moriarty the Patriot, which is basically, what if Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes was a hot anime boy, but not just one hot anime boy, 3 hot anime boys. And then, what if we just had him, like, conning the shit out of, like, rich idiots in Victorian England? And, like, occasionally having, like, a homoerotic gunfight with also extremely hot Sherlock Holmes. And I'm like, yeah, I'm down. Like, vigilante justicing a whole bunch of, like, shitty rich people in Victorian England. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm down for that. Also has, like, a kick-ass theme. Two kick-ass theme songs, actually. Look, I know this is looking weird right now. Trust the process. It's gonna look good, I promise. Saying this as much to myself as I am to everybody else. Oh, and also, what if Irene Adler was, like, even more badass, and then once she gets, like, defeated by Sherlock Holmes, is like, well, what if I was a man instead? And everybody's like, huh? And then she goes, my name is James Bond, but with an E at the end. Also, I'm a guy now. And they go, okay, and then that character is just James Bond, he, him, from then on. It's like, neat! The middle stage of working, or as a friend of mine calls it, the Valley of Suck, before it finally comes together. Yeah. Getting there. Gonna look right. It's gonna look right. Client already paid for it. Gonna look right. The Irene Adler to James Bond pipeline does need more study. It's funny because, like, 2 seconds after Irene Adler is like, I'm James Bond with an E now, and then, like, goes to change, like, in the men's room, in, like, essentially the men's locker room, I guess, whatever they have. One of the other people is like, is this okay? Like, that they're changing right over there. And everybody's like, well, he's a man now, so what's the problem? And he's like, yeah, okay, and then, and then they just move on with their lives. It's, like, really funny. You might want a little eye shine. Even if there isn't eye shine, like, in the design itself, sometimes, particularly, like, with 3D figures, they look really, like, kind of dead-eyed if there isn't one. That helps. Like one of those Cambridge University colleges which banned dogs a century or two ago. What are you talking about? I'm interested in this. I just have no clue what you're talking about. Also, dog? They won't change that rule because traditions. There's an addendum that classifies all guide dogs as cats to get around it. Delightful. You are a guide dog, you are a cat. So sweet and so cute and so small and so little, and I love him so much, and he's my tiny baby child, and I love him! He's so cute. You know, sometimes you just look at your dog and you're like, man, that sure is my little dog. Sorry, my brain's potatoes. I'm doing my best. A little guy who lives right here. He lives right there. He lives right there. See what it's gonna look like with the bangs. These need to be. I think I have a propensity for, like, both in drawing and in felting to, like, initially make the eyes too far apart. And, like, you need to pay attention to the fact that they really are, like, next to the nose. That the sort of, like, bridge of the nose goes into the eyebrow, which is, like, right where the eye socket is, so, like, they can't be separated too much, because it's, like, sort of all one bone structure. My proportional anatomy is dire. I have to use calipers and reference sheets. Yeah, and I mean, with, like cartoon character eyes, you just have to be like, okay, well, it's just gonna vary depending on what the art style is. Yeah, I think it's like they're one eye width apart. For the Splatoon characters, you guys are closer than one eye width apart. Rules change for every character you're doing. Ba. Hello, Evil Conquer. Welcome in. You're working on a Splatoon OC and trying to figure out how the proportions of these eyes work. I do think the eye shines were necessary. Okay, up? Brush it a little bit more. Exaggerate. How it's gonna look with the hair. That's okay for now. Leave that alone for right now. But just a little bit more. Sometimes the chest gets kind of sunken in a little bit. Add just a little bit more onto. Thanks. I am going to... What am I going to... I'll take a break in a little bit. If we have ads again, I will very quick RB. Like, get some... Like, more exhausted than I thought I was. See. Put on something with a little bit more energy. Not too much energy to kill the vibe, but... enough. the schnoz schmaller. Schmaller schnoz. Why do that look wrong? I like that expression. Just there. Back stretch. Bit more material. This might be just like exactly enough, this blended material. Well, depends, because I'm still going to need some for the ears. I might still have to make a little bit more. I do love this Forest Temple remix. Excuse me. good progress on this, though. If I get a good amount of this done, I don't think I can get the entire thing done in one stream. That would be too much, but if I can get a good amount of it done, then we can, like, maybe spend more time on Art Fight on Wednesday. My only goal is to do one more. I already did 6, I think? Business has gone quite well, though. Gotten 6 orders in the last 30 days, which is, like, very nice. And that was orders. Like, there were more figures than that, because I think one of them was 2 characters. I think 2 of them were 2 characters. Got ads starting in about 5 minutes. During which I will do a very quick BRB to stuff some food into my mouth. There. Ads got a teeny bit out of whack just because we had a rate at the very beginning of stream, so I didn't want to keep them there. I'm gonna do this, make sure that the thumbs are appropriately placed on both sides. Yes. A little this. Oh, Oh, right. And they're wearing Crocs. So actually... But they're not... The Crocs, like, don't have holes in them. So really only, like, this bottom part of the foot needs to be colored in. Yeah, we will have to make more of this blended color. That is fine. Okay, we got ads. We'll go on a quick BRB. Then we shall continue. Another about 40 minutes. See you guys in a bit. I've returned it. Let me know if the music's too loud or anything. I might turn it down a bit. Something like that. Apparently the cross-examination theme of Hero of Law was Lost Woods, like partially was Lost Woods backwards. Does that work? I think so. We'll need the white again for the bottom of the shoe. For the shoes. We'll need purple again. Definitely need the black again. Basically, I don't think I can put anything away. That's okay. Let's just do this. Go around this area. So that's what's exposed by the handles. I think this is the counter melody. That's what it would be referred to as. I like it. You can see. Now you can like see the whole heel. Okay. Well, that to me. Add making Crocs out of felt to my repertoire of things I can do. Guess you won't actually see the bottom because these will be more like actually attached to the feet than real Crocs would be. But it doesn't hurt to be thorough. Yeah. Yeah, just the front and then like this. Trust me, I have a plan. Yeah? How do you feel, puppy? You okay? You okay? All right. Okay. I cough a little bit. Yeah, you can sit down there for a little bit. Here you go. He seems to like to be here more often as I've been streaming more. Like spending less time under the couch or under the table and more time here. Yeah. Trying to see if I made the feet the same size. I think I did. How do these ears work? They're kind of... concave. I'm gonna point down. All I need to do to start with is just like make a triangle and I can find it from there. Like sort of a rounded triangle? Yeah. The ears like start at sort of where the eyes are. They are very goblin-like. Probably why the little squid kids look so goblin-y and gremlin-y. That's in fact what they look like. That is making the face look wide enough now. see if we can, do the rip gene. I keep bending needles. It's one of those things where like a lighter touch is better. And you'll get used to it. Like I'm glad that you're trying though. That's very cool. And I'd love to see what you're working on, if and when you're ready to share it. But I tend to do just like a light motion. And then also like if you you definitely want to make sure that you're going like straight out, and not like bending it as you're taking it out. Just because it's also how you end up breaking needles. Heavy gauge needle with the initial shape. If you're having a hard time with like bending things, then you might want to try a lighter gauge just to kind of force yourself to have a lighter touch. Because I use the same gauge for everything. You very much can just like continue to use different gauges. I believe, what are mine? These are 25 gauge. Okay. Or no, that's 25. That's 25 needle. They're 40 twisted. Since yeah, general sculpting to finishing, so you can use whatever you want that kind of works for you, really. But yeah, it just takes a little time to sort of get the motion down to what you want it to be. Yeah, keep going for sure. Yeah, no problem. I did finally get a like a permanent thing here to show what a close-up of a felting needle looks like. And mine look closest to the ones on the right. Because they have it's a spiral. That's what the needles look like close up. Also, sorry if I sound a little off or anything. I'm just very, 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 very tired. I get some rest after stream. I got rest before stream. It just wasn't enough. Yeah, good. Yeah, just sort of like taking, kind of deliberately separating out this so that it looks like ripped jeans. Should be probably on top of the ref image. Yeah, that looks better. OBS layers. And at least for me, I don't worry too much about, like, making sure that the ripped jeans are exactly the same pattern that they are in the real thing. Like, as long as they're ripped jeans, it's fine. Just practice for if I ever make a Sparky Monster of the Week figure, though. He also has black jeans like the... Apparently there's like a Zelda Midwestern emo little album thing coming out on YouTube like tomorrow. I'll check it out and see if it's cool and if we should have it on stream. I do love me some Midwestern shit. Points itself, Midwestern shit. Gotta be sad in the corn. That's just kind of how it is, you know? I had leftover. Yeah, these are leftover from me making them for Ralse and then not using them because they were not the right color, because Chapter 1 Ralse has green sleeves instead of black sleeves. And cut this, make it shorter, and then use that for the little trim on the sides. Little jacket. Proportions are different here, but it'll work. Well, I could cut this and use part of it for the collar. I'm just running out of this black felt, so I don't want to waste it. Also, the dog ornaments for my cousins went over well. I gave them to them. Kind of funny. One of them, her husband was like, "Oh no, we we traveled so far to get away from this dog." It was a joke, obviously, but it's like, now he's here again. Seems like he's a little bit of a terror. That's funny. The wedding was really beautiful. Like, my cousin is super smart and like has been through a lot and just like works really hard and deserves all the best in the world. So I'm happy for her. Ah, okay. Looking closer at this, it's not really like a closed collar. Hmm. More of a... Yeah, like they have... There's a black turtleneck under it. And then it's open here, and then there's a zipper. So kind of like... It's like a high collar that ends about here. Okay. In that case, let's not worry about this for right now. And just try to get the turtleneck that's under it. Okay, well, we're leaving them in a very interesting looking outfit for right now, but okay. That's what we got done today. We got a lot done. And we will come back on Wednesday to finish off this character. And most likely work on some art fight stuff. So thank you all so much for joining me. I am going to find somebody to raid. Let's raid Servina. She's working on art. Okay. Bye, everyone.